right. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Hit that like, share the show. You know it. Get started. I gotta get started. I gotta do the show. I'm running a little bit late, as it were, and sorry, my hair is so it's so down today. It's just so down today. I was just what happens sometimes, like when I'm like ponytail, because I got to be able to move fast, turn my head quickly without a delay. But not today. Yeah. Hi everybody. Welcome to the show. It's Hal Sparks, Megaworldwiide. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. That's right. We're dealing with illegal aliens, apparently. Look, you got to say them how you got to say them, you know, because the Democrats have shut down the government for
free health care for illegal.
Yeah, so they can't say it, but that's what they're doing. I'm just saying. So lots going on to cover today, but I do have some breaking news that I want to cover right out of the gate. I don't know if you've seen this. It's kind of incredible. You know, you got to give Trump credit where credit is due. Promises made, promises kept, right? They're going after not just the anti-far losership. They're going after the rank and file. They're going after the leadership as well. And this is it. No more giving them a free pass, okay? Sorry, lefties. Sorry, radical left. Radical. Sorry, radical left. Let me make sure my screens work on. Yes, Antifa leader convicted. Boom, kapow, with Andy No. Video, Antifa leader convicted. A leader of the Antifa, the counter-revolutionary army that is planning to make us all wear Mao uniforms and transgender for everyone, we have breached the inner circle, and they've finally arrested someone. The Antifa leader has been arrested and charged a year ago. Sorry. I'm sorry to do that to you. I just, when Joe Biden was president, it wasn't. Everybody's like, that was quick. No, it was quicker. It was so quick it traveled back in time to a period when Donald Trump wasn't even president. Or was he? Promises made, promises kept. That's right. Thanks, Joe Biden. I had to break that to you because I saw this come up in my feed, and then I literally laughed out loud when I read premiered September 13th, 2024. God, I gotta do the timing and the math and the you guys know I have a short memory and a long everything else, but in this particular case, I was like, who was president in 2024? I've been racking my brain all day. Just thought I'd give you that little nugget. Hi, chat room. Welcome to the show. It's Hal Sparks, Megaworldwiide. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. You can send me a little gift if you like. Just buy me a cup of coffee, support the show in that way. I don't have ads, so I can't run ads. I can't just go, by the way, tickle powder, I take it every day, even though I've never tasted it, and it makes me feel better every morning. I'm not doing that shit, and I'm not selling you sheets or I don't know what's Hassan selling right now, the electric cattle prods for your house pets. I'm not doing it. Hal, I would love for you to do a show on Sundays too. Oh well, Tayson, come on, man. I have one day off, and even that day, I spend a lot of it like studying. Honestly, like catching up on stuff. Thank you. I'm glad you liked the shirt. I wore it this morning. I wore it all day, I guess. I'm not one of these people who like 5 t-shirts a day. I'm not that stanky yet. Yes. Brought to you by today's episode. Brought to you by Friend Benvazolo. Safeguard to the who's at home. Horse paste that tastes like green apples, but you're not going to taste it because our recommended dose is ram it up your poop shoot. Cornhole.
Moon River.
That's right. Moon River brand Safeguard Fenbendazole. That's right. Tried and tested by Joe Rogan.
You using the whole fist, Doc?
A man who thought it helped with COVID. Turns out he just had parasites.
Drop your shorts and bend over, Mr. Babar.
That's right. Safeguard Fenbendazole. For your... Whoops. It cures what ails you. It'll purr your teeth and curl your hair and give you tongue a sleigh ride. That's right. Safeguard. Actually, there's no... Yeah, okay. All right. So we've got the big breaking news out of the way, obviously. Lots of other stuff. Now, there are a couple of things. Some folks got upset with me. So yesterday, because I pointed out the fact that Katie Porter treated her staff like shit, and I can't hang with that. Sorry. I got very few red flags that will make me totally rethink support for someone. That's one of them. Just saying. So as an effort to both peacemake and to have a, I don't know, I have a like a bumper piece of music for That's Not How It Works.
That's not how it works.
That's right. You don't treat your staff like shit when you're on our side of the aisle. That's right. So for those that were upset with me for that, I'm going to show you how you do answer tough questions when they're put to you, just like they're put to everybody else, starring everybody's favorite savior that won't really change much federally, but everybody seems to be clinging to it as a lovely. This is, I don't know who that guy is. I'm really kept up on things. But this is Zoran Mamdani. And he was on Morning Joe this morning. And they asked him a bunch of similar questions. No shit. Yeah. And they asked him all about being a raging commie Muslim, I don't know, anti-capitalist or whatever. And he answered the questions, go figure, with aplomb, clarity, smarts, right? There's no nut warning because the C is covering it up, although I think that's kind of I think the N should cover it up, but that's just me. So check this out just for a second. I'll just give you a little slice of this. So if you haven't seen the segment, you can watch it. He was on this morning.
Joining us now, the Democratic nominee in the New York City mayoral race, Zoran Mamdani.
We were talking about important things, Mika.
No,
I found out. Lemire gave me this information.
Lemire is.
I found out he is a commie
snooper.
after all.
Yeah.
He's an Arsenal fan.
I know. That was tough.
Seriously,
And-
guilty on the
and
Arsenal.
Metsy-ish.
Yeah?
The Mets are cool.
Mets are fine.
That's what we like.
As long as it's not the Yankees.
Yeah.
No, then it's worse than a commie, right? So anyway, thank you.
By the way, can I say for the record, New Yorkers, you have two teams. You don't get to be an asshole for liking one over the other. It's just weird. Same thing with like the Cubs and the White Sox. Like, simmer the fuck down. It's okay to like your home teams, whatever they are, and then not like the other teams. It's silly, but I understand it at least. This whole idea of like dividing your city up, like you're mad at one team because you can't go to both games. You're silly people. Stop being silly, okay? And I don't mean the fun kind of silly. Honestly. I mean the the ridiculous kind of silly.
For being with us. We've got a lot of questions to ask you. I just want to ask them generally. Always ask this question of people that are out campaigning. It's old politician in me, you know. I always found you knock on doors. It takes you about 3 doors to figure out what people are talking about. What are you hearing people talking about more than anything else? When you see them, even people that aren't supporting you, what are they concerned about?
Cost of living, cost of living, cost of living. I've been hearing this since we launched the campaign last October, which is the fact that New York City has become the most expensive city in the United States of America. And I'm hearing from New Yorkers that they can't afford their rent, they can't afford their childcare, their groceries, even $2.90 to ride.
We can't afford to eat. We can't afford to sleep. Our pets' heads are falling off.
What do you think you can do about it?
Well, what they see is the fact that the mayor has the power to determine whether rents will rise for more than 2 million New Yorkers who live in rent-stabilized apartments. This mayor increased the rent on those New Yorkers by more than 12%. I've said I would freeze it for 4 years. They also know that childcare after housing is the highest cost for a family in this city. And the previous administration, Bill de Blasio, delivered universal pre-K. This admin has just sat and watched as it's pricing people out. We are going to actually deliver universal childcare.
And how much child care through what age?
6 weeks to 5 years.
Okay, and how much do you estimate that'll cost?
We've seen estimates of around $6 billion or so.
$6 billion. Okay, and so here's the question. I'm a small C conservative, a small government conservative. I believe.
So here's how this is no more a hard-hitting question than what Katie Porter got. Just for the record, this is ballpark the same kind of zone. He's teeing it up.
Billionaires should pay their fair share. I also understand.
I would reach across and shake your hand, but it's a big table.
It's a big table, but I also understand there's a delicate balance there. You can't tax billionaires here so much, and you can't tax companies here so much that decide they're going to go to Connecticut or Texas or Florida. So how do you, while people are shouting and screaming that you're a socialist, how do you balance those two competing interests? You got to keep the businesses here. At the same time, you got to fund these programs.
You know, I think one of the first ways is that you think about your fiscal policy and how it'll actually impact these kinds of corporations. So the proposal we've put forward is to raise the state's top corporate tax rate to match that of New Jersey. And now what you're bringing up is, what if that company leaves? Now, what we see is with corporate taxes here in New York State, they apply to any business that's doing business here. You could be headquartered in Orlando.
Right.
As long as you're doing business here, you're subject to that tax. And companies are going to keep doing business here because of the fact that
What
it's
about
one of the largest economies.
What about the individual taxpayers?
So what we're talking about is raising taxes on the top 1% of New Yorkers. They make $1 million or more a year by 2%. And what we've seen is that actually the top 1%, they leave at 1/4 the rate of other tax brackets in New York City. And one of the actual...
Which, by the way, I think you should point out that the reason that they leave less than people in the lower tax brackets is because the people in the lower tax brackets leave because they can't afford it anymore. I mean, it is New York, after all.
Determining factors is quality of life. And this is at the heart of our vision for government, is to deliver the best quality of life in this country. That every New Yorker knows that for any dollar they're taxed, it's getting an ROI that they have not yet seen in this city. One that is going to transform what it means to be safe, what it means to live in a city that's clean, and also what it means to live in a city that takes care of your basic needs.
So here's what I found about New Yorkers, and even liberal New Yorkers. I found this through the years. They like to talk about how liberal and how progressive they are, but if quality of life issues start slipping, they suddenly become very Republican, and they become very conservative. So
that would be like how you got Bloomberg or something like that, or that lean that direction.
I think this is something Bill de Blasio, a progressive, even understands.
California, by the way, does the exact same thing. It's how you got Schwarzenegger, it's how you got Reagan, it's how you got Gray, like a couple others.
Crime fell to the lowest number. It's been, New York Times said, my God, we have to go back to the 1950s to even guess when it's been this safe in New York City. A lot of people are afraid if they elect you, you're going to take your eye off the ball on making New York a safer place.
So, okay, that would be a tough question. At least it's an adversarial question. I won't say it's tough, but it's like questioning how people perceive you, and a touchy issue with what would be the the left flank of his supporters, right? It's one of those things where a candidate like him might feel boxed in on how they can answer.
You're going to be hostile towards the police. You're going to change the police commissioner. What do you tell those people who are concerned about safety, quality of life issues, homelessness, people that liberals don't think it's progressive for somebody who's mentally ill to be sleeping on a grate when it's 4 degrees below zero?
Let's be clear, it's not progressive for that. And quality of life actually has to be at the heart of any progressive politics. And public safety will be the cornerstone for delivering our affordability agenda. And what we've seen right now is...
So you're saying you're putting public safety
it is
as job number one.
It is a critical
Keeping
focus.
New Yorkers safe.
Absolutely.
Making sure that when kids walk to school, they can walk there safely. When they're in school,
I mean, within reason, it is New York after all.
You like cops.
Look, yes,
you like police officers.
Our police officers are going to be the ones we partner with to deliver public safety. And I just want to say a few things, which is that...
Yeah, but Gray was a conservative Democrat, as opposed to any of the other ones. That was kind of the point I was making.
When you ask New Yorkers, where do they feel least safe? They'll often tell you...
Also, Adrian and people who are, clamoring at Joe to shut up and not ask him these questions, this is how he clears this hurdle. He doesn't clear this hurdle unless he assuages these fears. It's a real thing. And it's crucial that he does. So again, sometimes you'll see... when right-wingers ask questions of our side, that people will get mad that they're asking dickish right-wing narrative questions. That's fine, because it should always be your ability. You should be able to surmount those problems, those questions. You should be able to take those questions in stride, answer them well, and he is.
When they're using public transit, they'll say, when I'm on the subway, when I'm in the train, I'll see a homelessness crisis, a mental health crisis, and we've asked cops to be responsible for these crises, whereas their jobs should really be focusing on serious crimes. And so our vision is allow officers to focus on shootings and murders and the serious crimes that we know New Yorkers are concerned about, and have a Department of Community Safety that deals with the mental health crisis, that deals with homelessness, that actually deploys dedicated teams of mental health outreach workers to the 100 subway stations with the highest rates of these incidents to take those New Yorkers out of the system of the subway and connect them with the services that they need. That's how we're going to deliver.
And if they stay in that subway, if it's the same person day in, day out in that subway, you will give them the authority to make sure they're taken out of the subway.
Yes, this is the focus of the Department of Community Safety, is to connect them with services. And if, after we exhaust each and every issue, involuntary confinement is there, but it should be a last resort of what we do.
So a defining theme for the next mayor will be the relationship with the White House and President Trump. And Trump and White House officials seem to be salivating at the idea of you winning. We've heard from the president saying, we can't have a socialist.
So you've got that in common with President Trump.
There you go. So what would there are threats to cut funding. There are threats to send in the National Guard, a la what we've seen in Chicago. If the White House tries to do those things and you're mayor, what's the response?
What we're already seeing is a White House that is engaging in the political persecution of its perceived enemies, right? We're seeing that whether we're talking about Attorney General Tish James, whether we're talking about others across this country. And what is so enraging for so many in this city is that Donald Trump ran on 3 promises. He ran on the punishment of his political enemies, he ran on easing the cost of living crisis, and he ran on engaging in a program of mass deportation. It's that second promise of the cost of living crisis that brought so many to his campaign, and yet he's unable and unwilling to deliver on that because he's beholden to the very billionaires that are profiting off of that crisis. So what he's doing is focusing entirely on this agenda of punishment and cruelty. And what I would do is to actually stand up for New Yorkers. And what I mean by that is you can see in this race right now, the other candidate that is running for mayor is Andrew Cuomo. He released a statement yesterday speaking about this indictment of Attorney General James. He couldn't even name her. He couldn't even name Donald Trump. And he couldn't do those things because he knows that his narrow path to City Hall is paved by the very billionaires who put Donald Trump back in the White House. And Donald Trump's getting a good return on his investment right now because he's seeing...
Now, I think that's a pivot to his opponent, not an actual direct answer to what his question was. I think it handles part of it,
a mayoral candidate, a former
But he doesn't, so far, like, he takes a lot of time not addressing the, what if he sends troops,
governor,
which is the big scary
unwilling
part.
to lift a finger when we see this unprecedented attack, not just on our democracy, but on an attorney general whose only crime is standing up for the people of New York.
So the mayor of Chicago and the governor there have said they would not be supportive of sending the National Guard to help ICE agents with their actions in their city. And that what they got was the President Trump calling for their jailing. If he calls for the same thing here, using the Guard for ICE agents, what would you do from City Hall?
Yeah.
You know, I would first of all agree with Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch, who has made clear that there's no need to deploy the National Guard here in New York City, not for safety, not for security. We trust the NYPD to be in charge of delivering that very thing. And I don't even have to think about the hypothetical of what Donald Trump will call for from me, because he's already called for me to be deported. He's already called for me to be denaturalized. He's already called for me to be arrested. And these are the kinds of threats that we know we will have to walk through to defend the people of this city, and I'm prepared to do that.
Would you keep Commissioner Tisch?
I've said that I'm actively considering it, and the reason that I am is that I appreciate her swift and decisive action of uprooting corruption from the upper echelons of the PD and also presiding over a historic drop in crime across the city.
There you go. Like, fairly simple. And my point in all that was, I think he did great. The rest of the interview is online if you want to watch it. And it's fairly tight. But he's direct. He answers the questions. He's a little political and you know, choosing to talk about what he wants to talk about in a couple of small spaces, which you have to do because you have a limited amount of time and you don't just want to chase the laser pointer of whatever the host's questions are. If you have a message you're trying to get across, you got limited media availability, you're going to want to shoehorn those things in. How you do it matters as well. If you could do it and, you know, if you could do it naturally and organically to what you're talking about, or if it's ham-handed and shitty. So I thought it was very organic and well done. You know, the composure was there. Like, it seemed like there was no point where simply by being asked the questions that are the challenging questions that you would need to answer to win over the more uptight voters that you're having to that have these preconceived notions about you, or these things that Trump and his crowd want them to think about you. You have to address those things. You have to, you know, you got to hammer those nails in. And so there's nothing wrong with being asked those questions. You should actually, like, revel in them. You should actually go, thank you, I'm glad you asked me that, because, and even if it just means, you know, expounding on how your program ideas will benefit them, even if they don't like you. That they don't have to vote for me to feel the benefits of what I'm going to do, or I wouldn't do them. That kind of thing. And any politician who actually believes in what they're doing should have a fairly easy time expressing that. And like, so I gotta say, like, it's night and day, and I hope you guys can see that. And so I think he did great. Now we've got to deal with something, and I know it's very hard for some of you, and it's why you come to Hal Sparks Megaworldwiide, to cover the tough things, the difficult things, the hard things. Simmer. The question is, of course, is Alex Jones a man-sized hot dog in a suit, or is he a robot? Finally, after I filed my petition, I sued in open court. I stood outside the InfoWars headquarters, which of course is, you know, a small section of an office park in Austin, and I marched back and forth with my Alex Jones is too perfect a man to be human, he must be a cyborg sign. And finally he bowed. I got him. They're finally scanning his head to see if the Illuminati put a chip in his head and have been controlling him this whole time. Now, to be honest, do I think he has a chip in his head? No, because I think it would, in some ways, accidentally make him smarter. You can tell. But he was tested for the nanotech just to prove he's not getting instructions from the Mossad or from the World Economic Forum or from Roseanne's son. or Scientology, and we shall see. By the way, I have to say this is one of the shittiest AI AI slop things I've ever seen, because he looks like McKinley. That doesn't look like Alex Jones. That guy has a chin. What? This guy's chin comes forward. I don't know what's going on over there. So, shall we? Here we go. I want to know. I think he got a C in nanotech. No way. Quit it. Stop it. I had no idea, along with his trans fetish, that he also has a TSA fetish. Boo! It's a Garmin. Dun, dun, dun! Sorry. Oh, wait. I don't even have to do that with my mouth anymore. I can actually... Shit, where did I put it? I put it over here. I knew it! They put a chip in his head and set it on dumber.
So if you put that camera in there, you see how it says probably silicone? That means it's an electronic component. And it's not unusual to find that in the posterior ear area.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So there's almost 9 billion people on the planet. I'm guessing they usually have a silicone chip in the posterior ear area.
So wait, I got a higher reading than him?
No, his was higher than yours.
Okay,
yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, but you did get a positive reading there. So you are getting at the base of the neck is what we typically.
Oh man, this is so one of those like hippie devices that they sell, and like these people. Let me show you, because you don't know that the Illuminati has. It's interesting. Check in front. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, you sure? Because just because sometimes it doesn't do anything, but I'll slap it around a little bit and just go it. And I'll go, I'll be back, and it doesn't.
We see.
By the way, what song is that sound from? Oh, it's from the band Substance D, California.
Area.
You got him too, buddy.
It's just lead deposits from the stupid dick pills he sells.
And the lower lumbar.
Got us.
Uh-oh.
And
No. Don't. As they say in the Navy, you can't skip the ass.
You using the whole fist, Doc?
You can't.
River.
Again, what we're finding is after post-COVID, this is very typical. We're completely bombarded by this stuff.
We are barded by it. We've been barded. Some people are bombarded by it. Others are just straight up barded. It's a Shakespearean attack on your temporal lobe.
And again, it says silicone-based.
Yes, you heard it here first, folks. Alex Jones's head is full of sand.
The apex.
Nothing over there. Your heart is almost entirely chunks of safety glass.
And the abdomen.
Well, yeah, I mean, in his abdomen. I mean, what substance is it? I mean, you could set that thing on anything.
And again, silicone-based. So.
They skipped the dick. They did. And what happened? They didn't. They don't want to check. You don't want to make sure that you don't that there's not something else going on down there.
What does that say?
It says I got a bag of sand in here.
Comparable or less?
Well, you know what? If we were to do a thorough exam, which takes a little bit longer.
Boy, does it. You don't have to tell me.
Moon River.
Thorough exam. That's right.
Drop
You
your
know it.
shorts and bend over, Mr. Babar.
Thank you, Doc. You ever serve time?
Well, I did say thorough because you've been barded by these things.
We would want to do the RF scan with the JM20 Pro first.
Yeah, you don't want to use the amateur JM20. Can't handle the fucking molecular structures and things your primitive brain wouldn't understand. First you want to kill me, now you want to kiss me. Blow.
Then we would come back with the frequency reader to obtain.
Boy, would we. You just get in there and what's the frequency, Kenneth? It's your Benzedrine. Sorry, does anybody actually think I'm going to take these dickheads seriously at all? I refuse. I have not yet begun to mock.
The numerical frequencies that we're detecting.
Yes, I would go with number 2 and number 2.5 and perhaps number 2.8. All right.
And that would complete the whole process.
The whole process, if you know what I'm saying.
Sorry. River.
Well, I thought we'd already completed the whole process.
Thank you, Doc. You ever serve time?
Mm-hmm. Using the whole fist, Doc.
You have to take them out in order to get that numerical number?
No.
No?
No, we can detect.
No, yeah, like you can't ask him to take shit out, because then you'd see that there was nothing there.
The remote.
And I noticed on you have the profile of different people. Did my profile pick up like a soldier's or somebody else's?
Very typical of the civilian.
Yeah.
Does that thing read like I'm a civilian? I've been in a war zone around all this nanotech from our enemies or stuff like that. No, it looks like you eat at Chili's a lot, quite frankly, and you spend a lot of time in the chips aisle at the Come and Go.
Looking around here, I can tell you're a genuinely dirty person.
Yeah.
You gonna bring that?
Yes, he's. I don't know if he's actually going to have the ability to use what is it? That special device he brings.
The Illudium Q-36 explosive space modulator.
Yeah, you're gonna. That's. Jeez, if I didn't have puke breath, I'd kiss you.
Next time you come?
So why do you find over and over, he showed it earlier, why do you find soldiers have this particular pattern? We don't know.
Well, because they live a life and they do a lot of stuff or whatever, and so they'll have a different profile. You seem sad. He did run it by. There is a clip of him running it by his crotch, though, and it went
Negative function.
That there's nothing wrong. I had the same thing done. Full disclosure. I went to one of those hippie new age, farmers market meets chiropractic events or whatever, and he ran it over the front of me and it went. So I feel okay. I still feel. Why don't I have the soldier's profile? I don't have the soldier's profile. It's all the French fries, isn't it?
Don't know.
He's really disappointed he doesn't have the soldier's profile. Alex, you do not, nor will you ever, have the soldier's profile. Why'd you get the soldier's profile? You fucking got abs? Is that why, you dick?
All we can say is that we can typically see what that pattern's based on the study. I don't have to know anything about the person. I can look at the profile and say, well, this is probably a soldier.
Yeah, and I can look at your profile and go, probably not. Probably not somebody who goes to the gym very often. Probably someone with 9 pounds of undigested carbohydrates in their colon.
Or this is probably someone who was.
And what are you finding with the State Department and CIA folks you scanned?
Do they know they're being scanned, or they just hear you going boo-woo behind them?
Very typical of what we would find on a soldier.
Yeah, not you though. Well, that's even more disappointing. Yeah, so even the office people at the CIA and stuff, they get that, but still, yep. You scan like somebody works at an insurance firm in their final year before retirement.
So,
well, this sounds alien to me.
The word I think, the word I think it sounds is
dum 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 stupid, dumb silly stupid dum.
Anyways, you know what? I'm kidding. It probably works. Probably alien tech that fell out of the spaceship, and this guy found it in a field, and now he runs around going boo-woo behind people. And, you know, it's just, hey, it's a great way to pick up chicks. By the way, I've got some other breaking news. Apparently, I don't know if you guys have been following this, but they're starting to figure out maybe who started the war in Ukraine. You know, it's been a big mystery for a while now, you know? And, you know, we've all been very confused by it. Like, you know, it's all been this back and forth, you know, and stuff. And so, thank God, Scott Bessent came out and is going to tell us. This is Scott Bessent reveals who's really fueling the war in Ukraine.
So the Gaza, the Israel agreement is, as we said, peace deal number 8 for President Trump. So which one will be number 9? And how will the president get that one done?
This one's already 9.
If you look at the people you're running, is Russia.
By the way, the gold has just gotten out of fucking hand. I'll show you in a minute, but holy shit. Like, it looks like the fucking MBS's... It looks like MBS ejaculated all over the place.
Ukraine, I think we'll do that too. We've a lot of reasons for them to do it, and I think they'll be coming.
And more reasons for them not
to the table pretty soon. But this is the biggest of them all. This is a big one. Although I think India and Pakistan.
Right, the ones that handled it themselves.
Is very big. 2 nuclear nations. I did that based on trade and.
You called them up after they'd already agreed to cease fighting, and they were like, yeah, sure, buddy, cut us a deal.
Because of the tariffs. If we didn't have tariffs, you wouldn't have been able to do it. But I said...
Yeah, they would have just nuked each other. The world would be over. If it wasn't for tariffs, that's why it's the most beautiful word ever.
If you guys are going to fight, I'm putting 100% tariffs on each of you.
Yeah, well, this is a nuclear standoff. I at that point, if we're going to keep doing this to the point where we actually do it, how much shit is bought? We're talking about afterlife at this point.
And they immediately stopped fighting.
That's the power of the purse. Here with me now, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. Mr. Secretary, thanks for joining us. There's already sanctions on Russia.
By the way, congratulations to Scott Bessent. This is his 10th month in a row of winning the administration's Who Most Looks Like an Alien with a Skin Draped Over Them award.
The president urged all the NATO countries to place tariffs on China if it continues to buy Russian oil. What more can we do financially to put the squeeze on Russia here?
Laura, good to be with you. And we're doing a lot on Russia, but the real culprits here have been the China and India in terms of buying Russian oil.
I see. Yeah. If they wouldn't buy Russia's oil, Russia would just stop fighting. They just, you know... They're only doing this to sell oil, really.
They are keeping the Russian war machine going, and we put a 25% Russian oil tariff on India, and I think soon we're going to see a rebalancing where they're buying less Russian oil, more American oil, and if we were to do the same thing on China, I think the war would end quickly, but we need our NATO or European allies to join us. It's sources and uses, and the source of the Russian money is this oil, and China's the leading buyer.
So it's ag and oil.
Ag and oil. Oh, no, just oil. No, I don't remember him saying ag at all.
And do you think, in your estimation, you...
What? No. Hey, sorry. Sleaza Braun. He didn't say ag. This isn't about grain, motherfucker.
Run all the numbers. Would this war be possible now were it not for China and India's involvement in those purchases?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
so they're
not.
keeping the war going.
They're keeping the war going. But as I said, it's my strong belief that India is going to start.
Well, I also would say denying long-range weapons, for example, to Ukraine would wrap this shit up fairly quickly if you opened up the target list, I suppose.
Rebalancing.
Considering they bombed Kyiv, the Russians do that on the regular, both drones and missiles. But somehow Moscow's off limits. Why? Is this some sort of like rich bro, version of base? Like, I got one hand on being Moscow. You can't bomb me.
Over the next few weeks and months, and we will see a diminishment of Russian oil in favor of U.S. oil.
Explain to our viewers what is going on with Argentina, because the
Ouch. Oh, boy. So, for those of you that don't know, Don Jr. wants the crypto mining facilities in Argentina to kick back on again, and the power fluctuates too much, and the peso, the Argentinian peso, had taken a shit and was going down. So we sent him $20 billion. Well, Besant did, to prop up the pesos and the Argentinian peso. And hold on, let's see, Argentinian. Wait for this one. Shopping sprees. Chile. There you go. Yeah. This is like my favorite. So explain to me us about Argentina, because we just sent them $20 billion and then they signed a deal with China to sell them $20 billion. And this is from Bloomberg. Argentines, yeah, blow billions on Jordans and jeans, stoking crisis. Hundreds of thousands of Argentines are booking shopping sprees abroad, depleting the hard currency reserves needed to defend the peso. The number of Argentine cars entering Chile is up 50% from a year ago, and their purchases with Argentine bank cards have soared 438% in Chile this year. The peso has become so strong, it's making imported goods incredibly cheap for middle and upper class Argentines, triggering a frenzy of shopping trips to Chile. Thank God we're helping them. Yeah, that's it, folks. We just sent them $20 billion to prop up their currency so that they can basically buy like Chilean goods on the cheap.
U.S. Treasury today directly purchased Argentine pesos.
Dumb, dumb, stupid. Dumb, silly, stupid, dumb, dumb. Dopey, dippy, dumb, dumb. Stupid, really dumb. Moron!
U.S. directly purchased Argentine pesos on Thursday and finalized a $20 billion currency swap framework with Argentina's central bank. The intent is to provide assistance to the Latin America's country's economic turmoil. Meanwhile, Argentines blow billions shopping abroad, fanning blah, blah, blah. Milei defends peso while billions spent outside Argentina. Why Argentines are filling SUVs in Santiago. Chile greatly benefits from shopping tourism. Besant's big gamble in Argentina has a narrow road now to work. He's got like till the midterms there, which is in like 4 weeks. The 23-hour shopping frenzy. Stung by high prices, Argentines seek cheaper Nikes. Argentine shopping tourism boom drives Chile's border malls. Shopping in Chile from Argentina. Is it possible? In Reddit r Ask Argentina. Aren't you so glad we're bailing them out? $20 billion. Hey, where's all those assholes that are saying we could cure homelessness in the country with $10 billion entirely in the United States? But no, we got to buy $20 billion worth of Argentine and pesos. Yeah.
And finalize this $20 billion currency swap framework with Argentina's central bank. So the intent, I guess, is to provide assistance from the Latin American country's economic turmoil.
Really? Where'd you get that idea? From the Associated Press, who you guys shit on all the time, and yet you still use them as a source because it's true? Thanks. Thanks very much, Bitch.
It's clear how Argentina benefits from this deal. What do we get out of it?
Yeah, tell us. Yeah, this will be good. I can't wait. I mean, I have my ideas, but
We get a lot out of it.
okay, that's good enough for me. I didn't. That did that on its own. I didn't touch that button, but it should tell you something, because overall, I think we can all agree.
This is some bullshit. We see through it. This is free healthcare for legal in Ohio. Action replays in magnified portion.
So,
Argentina is a beacon in Latin America.
it is. It is. It's a beacon. We're in the beacon business.
President Milei has done the right thing. He is trying to break 100 years of a bad cycle in Argentina.
And
he
100 years of bad cycle. Slow down. I don't understand all this economic mumbo jumbo. Sorry, say that again. What the fuck? This is
years of a bad cycle in Argentina.
You know what? When he says it that clearly and that forcefully.
In Latin America, President Milei has done the right thing. He is trying to break 100 years of a bad cycle in Argentina. He is also a great ally for the U.S. He'll be coming to the Oval Office next Tuesday.
Oh, so we paid him $20 billion to pay a fucking visit? Is that what it is?
A chat with you and somehow death loses its sting.
And he is committed to getting China out of Argentina. They're all over.
Is he now? How would you gauge that commitment with the $20 billion we just gave him and the $20 billion worth of soybeans he just sold China because they're not buying from the U.S. anymore? He's getting them out, is he? He's getting those Chinese soybeans out the door. I agree. My bullshit button that Jet gave me is falling down in between the edge of the desk, and it's literally the fates.
The place in Latin America. And when people say to me, how is this not America first? I'll tell you why it's not. Do you want to be?
How is this not America first? I'll tell you how it's not. I mean, there's like saying the quiet part loud, and then there's just actively contradicting yourself. People ask me, how is this?
And when people say to me, how is this not America first? I'll tell you why it's not. Do you want to be?
You're right. It's not America first. I don't know what to tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner.
Shooting at more gunboats like in Venezuela?
What? Sorry, real quick, asshole. Hang on. Gina. That's how I need a South America map. This is gonna be so. I'm just gonna, I don't want to be a dick about this, but here's Venezuela, and there's Puerto Rico. So like a boat from here to get to here, it's not that big a deal. So you can see why this would be a transit point, maybe Venezuela to Puerto Rico. Where's Argentina? I mean, if you're gonna set up shop as a drug dealer, and your main transport point is to the U.S., you're gonna have to go this way, because this is Chile right here. They own the whole side of this. So this is Argentina. So were they gonna go this way, this way? I don't know if it'd be speedboats so much as cruise ships. Fuck you.
Do not want a failed state.
So this isn't a bailout?
Sorry,
It's a bailout. Yes, it's a bailout. Of course, it's a bailout. You twit.
Not a bailout at all.
No, it's not a bailout. You know how I know it's a bailout? He just said it's not a bailout at all. That's, if you answer the question, it's not a bailout at all. Whenever anybody throws on an at all, look, I'm not lying at all. Like, yeah, okay, you're lying. I'm not lying would be sufficient. I'm not lying at all. At all? Really? You're not... everything you say is a measurable fact that no one can dispute. Now, well, I use some analogies at all. I don't use analogies at all.
There's no money being transferred.
Yes, that's not like Nicaragua.
A lot of very bad things are happening in Nicaragua.
ESF has never lost money. It's not going to lose money here.
By the way, does anybody know? Oh, chat room. Does anybody know how Besant became well known and came on the scene? Anybody know his history? He used to work for a little guy by the name of George Soros. And he worked with George Soros when George Soros shorted the pound, the British pound, almost fucking the economy of England entirely, and made billions off of it. Made $1 billion or something like that, and then turned it into billions. Soros is not a nice guy. And it's almost like he's like Bill Gates, kind of on an apology. Sorry I made all this money tour with the other stuff that he's doing. But Besant worked with him, shorting the British pound, fucking with currency.
I was in the investment business, mostly currencies, for 40 years.
Working for who? Tell Laura Ingraham. Tell Laura where, like, who you used to work with. Who was your business partner? Laura Ingraham would like to know.
You're supposed to buy low, sell high, and the Argentine peso is
in the shitter?
Valued.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's overvalued against Chile's currency and Brazil's currency.
We're going to have an election in Argentina.
It's shit on our scale, but it's higher than the ones around it.
The 26th of this month, we think President Milei will do quite well, and
so you gave him $20 billion to prop him up in a fucking election. Honest to God, that's what this is. You're trying to bail him out so that he gets reelected because Trump likes him. That's it. Because he talked at fucking CPAC.
He is putting the Peronist path behind them. And people in the U.S., especially on the left, they are willing to, Senator Warren tried to put a bill in front of the Senate that the Exchange Stabilization Fund could not bail out Argentina, which I think is rich because she's an American Peronist. Don't cry for me, Massachusetts. And
a Peronist. I guess I don't even know that. I think she's just doing it. She put that bill forward. It has nothing to do with the past of Argentina, but the current situation in Argentina and the alleged debt that we have so much debt that we can't possibly share it with anybody, but we're bailing them out to the tune of $20 billion. Whatever.
When Joe Biden was in office, what was their idea of foreign aid? It was circumcisions in Malawi and drag shows in Central America. So we are going.
What? So, so that's why you're spending 50% of the entire USAID budget to bail out Argentina's leader before an election? That, by the way, is going to upper class Argentinians going over to fucking Chile and filling their SUVs with fucking refrigerators. Hold on. I'm not kidding. 1 second. The story on this, I gotta find this real quick. Yeah. In this story, like, because I read the shit so you don't have to. You'll see I understand the currency crisis rocking Argentine economy and threatening to sink the government of Milei. Cross over the Andes Mountains and descend into the Chilean capital of Santiago, which means a whale's vagina. You'll see scenes like the one Carolyn Perez witnessed the other day outside a courtyard by Marriott Hotel. There were two Argentinian couples, recalls Perez, a security guard at the hotel, and they were loading all these bulky items that they had just purchased into their car to drive back to Argentina. First, they wedged in a TV, then another TV, then a full-size refrigerator. And then they squeezed their bodies into the car one by one and drove off as Perez looked on dumbstruck. It was shocking, she says. As for the Milei government, deeply problematic. For each month, there are hundreds of thousands of Argentines who, just like the two couples, are booking shopping sprees abroad that are depleting the hard currency reserves Milei needs to defend the peso as it comes under attack. They're traveling to Rio de Janeiro and to Miami and the Uruguayan beach town of Punta del Este, which does not mean a whale's vagina. But when it comes to pure shopping trips, mostly here to Santiago. Among one popular border crossing in the mountains, the number of Argentine cars that enter Chile is up 50% from a year ago, more than 150% from 2023. More Argentines have traveled to Chile this year than have people from every other country combined. Oh, sorry. I'll scroll it down. The purchases with the Argentine bank cards have soared 438% in Chile. In fashionable shopping malls like Parque Arauca and Costanera Center, the distinct sound of Argentine Spanish with all its Italian inflections, because Spanish is not the natural language of South America anywhere. All you but colonist folks. People think like Spanish spoken in like South and Central America is like brown sugar. Like, oh, it must be more, that's sugar in the raw. No, it isn't. It rings out day and night in the parking lots with the blue and white República Argentina license plates are everywhere. They're just there to load up on Jordan sneakers and Zara jeans and Lenovo laptops, which are, by the way, Chinese, and anything else they can squeeze into a suitcase. This is their wish. This is one lady holding up her shopping list that she left Argentina with, and this is what she's buying over there. With your money. The frenzy has been triggered by Milei's own policies, desperate to quickly tame runaway inflation. He insisted on keeping the peso largely stable against the dollar, a move that both holds prices of imports and sends a broader signal of stability to a country ravaged by decades of economic chaos. But in the process, the peso has become so strong once inflation, again, under pressure. Doon 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 ticka doon 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 doon. That's what Bessa just said. Under pressure. Doon doon. The pesos has become so strong once inflation is factored in that it's making it incredibly cheap for middle and upper class Argentines to binge on those imported goods. And because Chile has such lower tariffs than Argentina, almost 30% less, tariffs are a beautiful thing until they aren't. For instance, on clothes, thousands of people are making the trek over the border every day to make those purchases. It's turned into such big business for stores in Santiago that some of them have exempted Argentines from a rule requiring customers enter a Chilean ID number when making online purchases. So you can now buy stuff like Amazon it effectively from Chile and pretend you're ordering it locally. Fuck this dude.
Argentina is an example. We back up our allies, and the Obama administration missed a big opportunity in the 8 years he was in, as many Latin American governments went center right. So we are seeing Argentina, Paraguay,
Argentina would be, what, far right now?
Ecuador, Bolivia, I think Colombia in the next election. So it is
This is key for us. China is all over Central America, Latin America, Mexico, South America. It's critical that we maintain really good relations and that these are strong economic.
It does. Then, look, I know she's turd polishing, but does she have to look like someone's holding a turd right under her nose?
Capitalist systems, is it not?
It is, and we also saw China put on more rare earth export controls last night.
Yeah. How's Trump feel about that?
And Argentina is rich in rare earths and rich in uranium, and I think they are committed to U.S. private companies coming in.
You think they are? You gave them $20 billion because you think? Why don't you scare me up a fucking chocolate donut with those little sprinkles on it, a cup of coffee while you're thinking?
And being good partners with them.
So China's trying to put more export controls on minerals, rare earths, heavy rare earths, heavy and medium.
Soft, medium, extra crispy rare earths.
Rare earths, some other things, related technologies.
What would those be? What would those related technologies be? Why don't you tell them about how companies in the country were smuggling in the big NVIDIA chips that they're not supposed to have. And then China went after them to kick them out because by using them, you could build an AI on your own that would circumvent the controls on the AI that China builds. Why don't you talk about that? Why don't you talk about Xi Jinping's fucking stroke? Is he dead yet? I'm honest to God, I'm not kidding. Hold on. Lay's Real Talk talked about this earlier today, and this has been the news for like the last 48 hours. That she brought this up. Let's see. Might be other folks. Yeah, this was streamed yesterday. This is like breaking. Xi Jinping hospitalized after stroke 11 days before the fourth plenum, which is not to be confused with the eighth bladum. Yeah. She has a problem with her phone.
Tension. There have been so many rumors flying around lately, but then a second source reported the same thing. By the afternoon, almost every major Chinese language media outlet in the US was covering it. And by evening, a third source,
Phoenix News covered it, and that's where I saw it first, and then her video came up in my feed, probably because I was looking at it.
Credible one confirmed that she is indeed having a health crisis and is in the hospital. All three are people I personally respect. So I decided to scrap my original plan and talk about this instead because it has...
Yeah, so this broke. And also, by the way, not an ischemic stroke, which is what he had before, a hemorrhagic stroke. Yeah. So tell us all about how it's going to... Tell us, you know what? You're so smart. Laura Ingraham. Well, how will it be if Li Keqiang takes over, or if Zhang Youxia? Who would you prefer? Who's better? Ask Besant who's better for the U.S. between those two.
That's their usual leverage play before the big trade negotiations, correct?
Well, that and holding the American soybean farmers hostage. They politicized these soybean purchases, and most of them have gone to Brazil. And we're not going to let that happen. And I believe that
it happened. What do you mean you're not going to let it happen? It happened.
The Chinese will have to come back at the end of the season and buy soybeans. But in the meantime,
why don't I just give $20 billion to the farmers, and why have that give them that leverage at all in those deals?
Well, we would have made an announcement this week if.
Fuck it, the bailout, like they're going to bail out the farmers again. That's what this is.
If it weren't for the government shutdown, if Chuck Schumer would end the Schumer shutdown, we would have announced an ag program to bridge our farmers until the next season, and that will be through direct subsidies and through the Farm Credit Bureau, because it's important that our farmers get credit for next year's planting season.
Food security. Your old friend Jamie Dimon had some comments about where the stock market might be going. This is what he said.
I am far more worried about that than others. So if you said, I'm talking about probabilities, I would give it a higher probability than I think is probably priced in the market and by others. No. So if the market's pricing in 10%, I would say it's more like 30. And I'm not saying that, I'm not saying, yeah, I'm not saying next year. Because the timing of these things is almost impossible to figure out.
All right, Mr. Secretary, this is a game. We hear these guys on this stuff all the time, but
so funny. So let's take, let's do it. Let's bring in some rich fuck who makes these kind of prognostications all the time, and 8% of the time he's right. Let's just laugh about how ridiculous he is, so we all forget that this dickhead across the desk from you gave $20 billion to Argentina last week.
10%, 30%. What do we take away from that?
Well, what Jamie Dimon has learned on Wall Street, there are two things you're never supposed to do at the same time: predict the price and the timing. So he's saying we're going to go down. He doesn't say when. Could it be 2028? Could it be next month? We don't know. But what this administration is doing is laying solid economic ground, and based
on what?
President Trump's leadership, Wall Street and Main Street can both do well. Obviously, if you're the
What?
CEO of the
Hold on. I have a better one than that. One second. Mike Pillow, take it away.
What?
If true, it has a significant.
Hold on. Whoops. My play button was playing her.
the world's largest or America's largest bank, what you care about is Wall Street, and we care about both.
Main Street and Wall Street. All these people naysayers, are they shorting the market? I don't think so.
No, they're not shorting the market, asshole. They're just picking winners and losers, and they're not picking the normal winners. They're going all in on AI stuff right now, hoping that it will pay off at some point. You tit. Good Lord. Okay. But I think the biggest piece of news that was made today is apparently, and this is, we all should send a letter to Donald Trump because he must be heartbroken right now. He found out the hard way that Melania has a side piece. Yeah. No notebook ending for them. Nope, she's already got one foot out the door. She's been talking in secret. She's been DMing with somebody. And that somebody is Vladimir Putin, ladies and gentlemen. And so Flotus and Putler are hanging out together. And she came out to make a statement today. And look, I went at the beginning, I want you to remember, there are approximately 70,000 children that have been taken from Ukraine and sent all over Russia, largely sold on adoption sites, and just basically beaten if they start speaking Ukrainian and all kinds of stuff like that. And but she wants you to know the solution is right around the corner. It's happening. Okay, they're bringing this plane in for a landing. Here it comes.
Good morning.
Hello. It's good to see you. Hello. Hi.
A child's soul knows no borders.
Well, I hope it stays inside their body until they're very old.
No flags.
No flags. No flags.
We must foster a future for our children, which is rich with potential, security, and complete with free will.
I see. So not being kidnapped by Russia and sold into indentured servitude and sex slavery. Not that. Just okay. I'm just clarifying because I don't know which side of this she's on. I've actually seen this and I still don't.
World where dreams will be realized rather than faded by war.
I think sometimes war makes you dream of a better time. The dreams you would have taken for granted or never even had if you hadn't had strife. But sure, go ahead. Yeah.
Much.
What about being abducted? What if you were taken before, at the very beginning of the war when you didn't see much of it and you've just been held in, how about not war? How about, what's the word I'm looking for? Captivity.
Has unfolded since President Putin received my letter last August. He responded in writing, signaling a willingness to engage with me directly.
He didn't want to talk to your husband? He'd rather talk to someone who has literally no legislative or diplomatic power whatsoever. The First Lady. About the lives of 70,000 Ukrainian children that he has abducted and put on a fucking eBay site.
And outlining details regarding the Ukrainian children residing in Russia.
Would one of those details be that there are 70,000 of them? Did that detail ever come up?
And since then, President Putin and I have had an open channel of communication.
You have? An open channel, so he can call you day or night. This is like a red phone. I mean, obviously you don't sleep in the same room as Trump. So An open channel. An open channel.
regarding the welfare of these children.
And of course, little 976 action.
For the past 3 months, both sides have participated in several back-channel meetings and calls.
Back-channel meetings. Sorry, so you went to Russia and met with him, or he sent people here and you met with Russians on the fucking sly for the last 3 months? Bullshit. I'm just, by the way, may I?
This is some bullshit.
Record.
We see through it.
Fuck out of here.
All in good faith.
In good faith.
We have agreed to cooperate with each other for the benefit of all people.
Sorry, cooperate? What are we going to do? Send them some of our children to replace the ones they give back? What are you going to do? Promise as the first lady to, get Trump to lower sanctions? If he gives some of the kids back? 8 of them?
Involved in this war. My representative has been working directly with President Putin's team.
Oh yeah? Who would that be? Who? Who the fuck is your representative? First of all, what the fuck? The first lady is negotiating with a warring party about the abduction of the citizens of a country we're allied with. Behind the scenes, for months, and we don't even know who the person that's doing the negotiating is?
To ensure the safe reunification of children with their families.
Okay, not the children, just children in general.
Between Russia and Ukraine. In fact, 8 children have been rejoined.
8? Well, fuck. Why didn't you say so? Yeah. 8. So, 69,992 left. Hey, progress is progress. 8, you say? 8? Let's hear the details on that 8. Well, how long have they been there? They've been there since the beginning of the war? They've been there for a year? No, he ate them? Yeah. Starting with us eating the children.
With their families during the past 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Each child has lived.
This is some bullshit. We see through it.
Jesus.
In turmoil because of the war in Ukraine.
Sorry, they've been living in turmoil because of the war in Ukraine? Who started that war? Who's that guy again?
3 were separated from their parents and displaced to the Russian Federation.
They were displaced there? What, they just stumble backwards and find themselves in fucking Siberia?
Because of frontline fighting.
The rest of the fighting, the seizure of the land, that's not why?
The other 5 were separated from family members across borders because of the conflict.
Oh, you mean at the front lines?
Including one young girl who has now been reunited from Ukraine to Russia.
Yeah, what were they? How long were they keeping her? Was Zelensky beating her with a stick every night for the last 2 years? The fuck out of here! How in the last 24 hours?
I have learned a lot about this matter during the past 3 months.
Well, fill us in, dummy.
Russia has demonstrated a willingness to disclose objective and detailed information reflective for the current situation.
Okay, what the fuck does that mean? So, all right, run that by me again, stupid. Hold on.
Russia has demonstrated a willingness to disclose objective and detailed information reflective for the current situation.
Reflective for the current situation.
The Russian Federation provided biographies and photographs of each child involved in this week's reunification.
Oh, they had whole biographies of all 8 kids? What about the other 69,992?
Along with an overview of the social, medical, and psychological services afforded to the Ukrainian children.
Yes, each one was provided a standard Russian headache treatment using a phone book that was wetted first in the Moskva River.
Further, I was provided a detailed report which verified the identities and circumstances of these 8 individuals.
Yeah, you said that part already. That would, I guess, be hard to tell which ones, medical records and psychological records they were if they didn't have their fucking name on them.
The U.S. government confirmed the facts contained within this document are accurate.
And?
It is important to note the original verification report was jointly prepared by the Commissioner of the Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine for Human Rights and Office of the Russian Presidential Commissioner for Children's Rights.
Yeah, this has been going on for a while. This is they're 2 relatively functional countries in some ways, even though the Russians are assholes. They at least make noise around this area, and of course the Ukrainians want their fucking kids back, lady.
As First Lady, this is an important initiative.
Third lady, just I don't want to nitpick, but third. You know what happened to the first one? It's buried on a golf course. I don't know who does that to their kids. Even if you don't like the old bat, you don't bury their mom on a fucking golf course with no headstone. Or maybe you do, maybe you do.
For me, it is built on shared purpose and lasting impact.
You shared porpoise? What does it taste like? I heard it tastes like chicken. I'm okay. I'm all right. Shared porpoise. Get your own porpoise. Barely any meat on this thing. It's mostly rubbery skin and fat.
My ongoing mission is twofold.
Oh, it's twofold? In this game of poker you're playing with Vladimir Putin? My ongoing mission is twofold. I see your 70,000 kids and I raise you 8 that you can claim you gave back.
To prioritize, to optimize and a transparent, free-flow exchange of health-related information surrounding all children who have fell victim to this war.
Sorry, all the children that have fallen victim to this war? Sorry, so they fell into Russia. That's what happened? I didn't realize that the entire, eastern part of Ukraine, it slopes downhill, does it? Anywhere past the Dnipro, it's like and kids, they love to roll down hills. I always did when I was a kid. And then suddenly you're like, oh shit, I'm being sold into sex slavery in St. Petersburg.
And to facilitate the regular reunification of children with their families until each individual returns home.
They have 70,000 of them.
Additionally, I have raised concerns regarding those who were minors at the time they were displaced by the war.
Well, yeah, the Russians would use children to work in the mines in eastern Ukraine and the seized territories.
Have since reached adulthood and currently reside in Russia.
No. No, ma'am. Excuse me. They don't reside in Russia. They were kidnapped and they are being held hostage. They were taken when they were 16, 17 years old, and they have been held hostage since then. Perhaps they want to settle down and enjoy their place polishing Vladimir Putin's butthole for a living.
Given the dangers of traversing this war-torn region,
Traversing?
their safe return requires coordinated assistance.
Yes, I believe there have to be probably vehicles and airplanes involved.
Accordingly, Russia has agreed to rejoin the individuals who have turned 18 within a short period of time.
Oh, okay. So the kind of short period of time your husband talked about when he was coming up with a healthcare plan, 2 weeks that stretches into 10 years?
Again, this remains
again.
an ongoing effort.
No kidding. There's still 70,000 fucking kids in Russia.
Plans are already underway to reunify more children in the immediate future.
Cool story, bro.
I hope peace will come soon.
Gee, you know what? It's such an edgy take. I'll have to think about it. I don't know how I feel about hoping that peace comes soon. It seems so foreign to everyone else in the world. How do you manage to do it?
It can begin with our children.
Wait, you're sending Barron? We're not trading our children. Like, well, you know, if you send over some of those stupid kids from your country, I'll take them and I'll give the Ukrainian kids back. Yeah. Yeah. Send over more of those dipshit redneck kids who don't speak Russian. Yeah, it's easier to get shit by them. Yeah, no, the Ukrainian kids, a lot of them speak Russian, so they know what we're up to. Yeah, they tend to jump out windows and run away. But the stupid redneck kids who think it's going to be better here, yeah, they sit still till it's too late. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Madam First Lady, are you speaking with President Putin? Madam First Lady, will you be joining the President?
Yeah.
This is some bullshit. We see through it.
I like how she has door closers. Like it was a fucking, like she's a witch. Oh, God. It's so fucking lame. This is, hold on one second. That's the announcement and this other stuff. Why won't that one video open up? I don't know, it's being weird. Okay. So the PDB guys don't like the Israel deal. Hit that like, share the show. It's Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show, etc., etc., etc. Israel's deal with the devil. Trump's Gaza peace plan includes shocking prisoner swap.
Trump's Gaza peace plan wins unexpected praise from MSNBC panelists. Rob, can we first go through, Trump says first phase of Gaza peace plan has been signed. Is that the one from MSNBC, from NBC, Rob? Let me go to that.
Yeah, Hamas signed it. Yeah, they had a guy from Hamas sign it. He's going to be at the signing in Egypt, too. They're going to have somebody from fucking Hamas signing it. Yeah, it's totally going to happen. That one of the Hamas's top leader is going to fly into Egypt and sit right across from Benjamin Netanyahu and they're going to sign it together. Yeah, it's signed. Yeah, the fucking Arab leaders signed it, dummy, on their behalf.
I wonder if you can pull up the clip. There's a clip of a bunch of people saying good things about him. Okay, here's Trump. Go ahead and play this, Rob.
You said that you might go to the Middle East on Sunday. Do you mean Egypt and Israel? And would you
Yes, Operation Swollen Ankles.
consider going to Gaza to see what things are on the ground?
I might do that. I may do that. We haven't.
He's not going to Gaza. Don't be fucking stupid. Honestly. Like, can you think of a better way for, Israel to go, all right, we got to flatten every fucking body. He came over here to be an agent of peace. We let him go to the temple on the mount, declare himself God like the true Antichrist that he wishes he was, even though he's the Timu Antichrist. And then we thought he wanted to go see Gaza, and we sent him over there, and his entire motorcade got blown up, and well, like MAGA now wants to, flatten the Arab world. Gee, I don't know how that could have happened.
Decided exactly. I'll be going to Egypt most likely. That's where everybody is gathered.
Yeah, that's where they all are
right now, and we appreciate that very much. But I'll be making the rounds, as the expression goes.
It is as the expression. You're going to make the rounds.
Well,
you're going to go door to door.
Okay, so what was the point of this video, Rob?
Good show, guys. That's right. Wrap it up. That's all we need. What more could you want? That's it. That's, why did we play that video?
It's Trump announcing that he is going to Egypt for this.
Yes, we saw the video, Rob. Yes, we get that. By the way, all of us can smell your coat shacket situation from here.
Signing, and then I also do have MSNBC as well.
Go ahead and play the MSNBC one, where it's like they're giving him a lot of love.
The deal that President Trump is announcing, played a key part in negotiating, is a significant change. This war was blocked.
That's the same fucking deal the Biden administration, except part of it's looser and less effective for the Palestinians, which is, again, how it ended up getting through like the Israeli parliament. But it's the same one that they offered last year. The difference is 10 months of fucking bombing. They weren't done bombing. Now they're done. They have literally reached the point where they can't bomb anymore and solve the problem. They have to literally have the last remaining people turn themselves in. That's it. Like the ROI on just continued flattening of surfaces has run out. That's what this is. They presented the same shit in January and it didn't take. Why didn't it take? Because Israel wasn't done bombing. That's why. Period. Now they're done. That's what this is all about.
Blocked for 2 years. President Biden, who preceded him, was unable to find a way to stop it. President Trump found...
Yeah, little did he know, all he had to do was get reelected and wait for Israel to finish bombing.
Found that way by being tough on both sides. And he'll take a victory lap for sure over the next few days. But it's deserved. There's no way.
Rob, go back so I can read that tweet,
that
please. You know they really don't want to be able to say that. I'm very proud to announce that Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of the peace plan. This means that all of the hostages will be released very soon, and Israel would
Don't read the last line, dummy. Don't do it.
Draw their troops to an agreed-upon line as the first steps towards a strong, durable, and everlasting peace.
Everlasting peace. You know what? I think it will happen this time. I don't want to be a naysayer. It's going to happen. I think they're done fighting in the Middle East. I think finally, after all this time,
all parties will be treated fairly. This is a great day for the Arab and the Muslim world, Israel, all surrounding nations, and the United States of America. And we thank the mediators from Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey who worked with us to make this historic and unprecedented event happen. Blessed are the peacemakers, Donald J. Trump. And by the way, because of this, everybody on the left was saying how monumental this was, but they gave the Nobel Prize to Maria Corina Machado. So,
hey, asshole, you have to be nominated in January. If he's going to get one for this, it will have to be nominated in January of next year, and then he would get it this time next year. That's how it works.
So, Adam, as you're hearing all these, everything that's going on with Israel and Gaza and with the peace plan,
you gotta love it.
President Trump just put together.
Yeah, you just heard MSNBC likes it. That's, if they like it, you gotta like it.
What are you thinking?
Well, number one, Trump is calling the shot.
What are you wearing? Michael Jackson military outfit, leather. This is very silly. What is this? What? Full epaulets. Full epaulets with sergeant stripes? For real? Printed on. Not even patches. A jacket with all that printed on it. Adorable.
It's nobody else. It's not anyone else other than Trump. And nobody but Trump could go meet with literally the entire Middle East.
Literally the entire Middle East. I love when literally is used literally.
And Israel, and goes, I'm running the show here. I need everybody on board. I don't know if you guys noticed this is about Trump. I don't know if anything's even been official yet. Trump is doing like supposition diplomacy. He's like, listen, guys, we're 90% there.
He's bullshitting.
I'm announcing that this deal is done. You guys do the remaining pieces. Do you understand what I'm saying?
no, yeah.
Like, there's nothing.
Yeah, he did it before, and it didn't take then. It didn't work last time, but you know it will this time.
Official. He's like, peace deal's done. Don't make me come over there and put you over my knee. Qatar, Israel, Turkey, Hamas. So the X factor in this equation is obviously Hamas. All these other countries.
X factor is Hamas?
Yes.
Okay, tell me why.
Well, they're the only non-state actor. So
they are officially the state actor of Gaza. They are the elected government, and they are the official military. That's the problem with calling them a terrorist organization or acting like they're outside of that. They were elected. They have had power since then. We didn't talk about like Saddam Hussein wasn't viewed as a terrorist in Iraq. He ruled the fucking place.
Turkey, he met with Erdogan. Qatar, he met with the Sultan of Qatar.
Captain Qatar. That's his name.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, Mr. Qatar.
Obviously, he's been meeting with Bibi. We understand what's going on there.
Egypt. Do you?
Egypt is there, Al-Sisi. But Qatar is the linchpin. I'm sorry, Hamas is the linchpin. We can't control them. It's like saying, hey, we're going to go negotiate ISIS in Iraq or with Hezbollah in Lebanon or Al-Qaeda in Syria. Well, they're actually in Syria right now. Boko Haram. Like, this is a full-on terrorist group. And, I have friends
that was elected to run Gaza at one point.
They're Israelis. I have friends that are even Muslim and Arab. Israelis, I can tell you this. They are so done with war. If you ask any Israeli, they want to be done with this freaking war, and they want their hostages home. I think.
Yeah, but there's a difference. You do realize there's two ways that immediately come to mind about how to be done with a war. One is ceasefire, let's stop fighting and work shit out. And the other one, I guess, is to let's stop messing around and bomb them to oblivion, right? That's two ways you can end a war, right? And so it concerns me when, the people who are around him, like Stephen Miller and that ilk, talk about it in those terms.
Hamas is not done with war. It's kind of their job. It's kind of their living. This is what they do. And then you have the Palestinians just sort of stuck in the middle of this entire charade here. And did you know that the first part of the peace deal, it's the hostage exchange? That's the number one thing. Just a little fun fact. There's 48 total hostages. 20 are alive. So 48 bodies, 20 are alive. Do you know how much they're swapping for? They're swapping hostages.
250.
For, I think it's 1,700 prisoners. And I think 250 of them are serving.
That's the full list. The 250 are the ones that have been convicted of terrorist acts.
Life sentences for bombing, for terrorists, for murder. Do you understand that is the equivalent of this? Hear me out. The bank robbers rob the bank. They hold the tellers and the customers hostage. And we're acting like, all right, guys, we'll let them go if we can go free. The bank robbers, they're the bad guys. So what's happening here is that Israel is.
It's a shit analogy, but we all saw him with that, right? We all know where he was kind of trying to go, and just it's what happens when your just brain runs out of steam right in the middle of a thought, and it happens a lot on that show in particular. So they're all used to it, I guess.
Willing to make a deal with the devil, and I mean that literally because this has happened before. I've talked about this before.
Can you make more than one deal with the devil? I thought it was like soul or nothing.
In 2006, there was a prisoner exchange where they let one IDF soldier was kidnapped. His name was Gilad Shalit. If you want to understand how Israel rolls, and Hamas knows this, they exchanged him for not 100, for not 500, for over 1,000 prisoners, and 200 were serving life sentences, like murderers. And one of those guys, fast forward, ended up being a guy called Yahya Sinwar.
Why would they do that?
Because that's how much they care about their people. That's literally it. They're saying, we want our guy back. This is why people go and serve in the IDF. Because they say, I have to do this for 2 years. I think men it's a little bit longer. They're saying, God forbid you are ever held hostage we're going to get you.
Even if
so
it's-
understand the reason that they're holding out for these hostages.
Yeah.
There's a track record here. 1,000 prisoners. And the
Yeah. What's your point?
guy that they let out 20 years ago.
1,000 Hamas people?
Yes.
So they're willing to give back?
Yes, that's what he just said. Yeah, he just worked the whole thing out. I mean, you want a pen?
Go back to the ChatGPT, Rob.
And
You just have
Yahya
to read this.
Sinwar
Go back
was
what
the
you just searched.
mastermind
Let me
of
just read
October
this to you.
7th.
A ceasefire into effect October 10th. Under these terms, Israel has begun partial troop withdrawal from sectors of Gaza, pulling back behind an agreed deployment line. Hamas is to release
They're going from a 70% to 50%.
20 Israeli hostages within 72 hours, after which Israel will free 250 long-term Palestinian prisoners plus 1,700 detained. Vinny,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
That's what.
Do you understand one thing?
that's
a
why
hostage
I saw
is
his
a pawn of terror,
Yeah.
and a prisoner is a product of justice.
Yeah.
It's not an
so
even
it's going
swap.
to continue.
Yeah, that's exactly, dude. I saw his face.
It had to happen eventually, but Peanut Butter Dickhead finally, after all this time, has made the face that I make whenever I see one of their videos. Anyways, you get the point that they're like the people on the right. What the fuck? Huh? What is today's show even about? I don't even know. Never let Vinny explain anything again. Right. Well, never explain anything to Vinny. It's a waste of breath. Huh? Yeah, it does have. There is a distinct sort of who farted to the. What the? Vinny? All right. So you get the point. So one more. How am I doing on time? All right. Okay. I can squeeze another one in. Said an actor to a bishop. So this is oh god. This goes along the lines of this. Okay, so apparently Jimmy Dore and that crowd have decided they are full on Team Candace at this point. And so not only are they in on what she's talking about, but they've just decided to just kind of jump in with both feet that, the U.S. government is run by Zionist Jews and they have emails to prove it. And this says, proof Zionists control Trump's cabinet, including Marco Rubio. Sorry, I should have my sound effect. I'm so used to doing it with my mouth, said an actor to a bishop. No fucking way. Hacked emails prove it. I'm sure they do. I'm sure basically we're the United States of Tel Aviv right now. I guess that's the.
Why do you think Trump picked little Marco Rubio?
Because everyone else said no, and he knew he could push him around, and he knew he was going to give him a job that everybody hates, and when he fired him, nobody'd mind.
Exactly. To be the secretary, Narco Rubio, to be the Secretary of State, because he was told to by his donors and Benjamin Netanyahu. That's why.
Ellison has never been shy about his overwhelming support for Israel. In addition to his growing role as political power broker, Ellison, who briefly became the richest man in the world this year after an organization, said in 2014, fundraiser attended by other pro-Israel billionaires, there is no greater honor than supporting the Israeli military.
Aye.
This is all about that whole, that thing Trump said that, Jews are more loyal to Israel than they are to the United States. He just let that slip a while back.
New from
because maggots like that kind of talk.
Dropside, Larry Ellison vetted Marco Rubio for fealty to Israel. So they got some hacked emails.
Apparently, according to it says hacked emails reveal. Shall we see what they actually say?
And it turns out
he vetted him. He made sure he was on the team before he was allowed, because Trump would have normally hired somebody who wasn't Jared Kushner.
The people who really are in charge of Trump's cabinet is Israel.
Oh, that's easy to understand. Great. So we should write letters to Israel about the fact that prices haven't come down and the tariffs are stupid. So they're making us raise tariffs on everybody. That's Israel doing that. That's them. We have ICE in the streets, and did Benjamin Netanyahu order the National Guard into Portland?
And this guy here, that's Larry Ellison. He's the guy
Yep.
who now he's the Zionist. The
Sorry, every time you say Zionist. Sure.
Jewish billionaire who
Oh, sorry, Jewish billionaire. Don't say laser beam. I'm going to get tired of using the sound effect.
now owns TikTok and 1/6 of all the American media because they bought Paramount.
1/6.
And that's
The least trustworthy sixth.
thanks to Bill Clinton.
And that's thanks to Bill Clinton, who through the Telecommunications Act of 1996 got rid of all the safeguards
That's right. Somehow this will always be a Democrat's fault.
around media consolidation. So we used to have 50 giant media companies.
No, we didn't. We used to have 3 fucking channels. And then we had a 4th, and everybody was like, ah, shit. We keep this up, I might use up the whole dial.
They were already giant, but now they're condensed down to 6, and he owns one of them. So he owns 1/6 of the American media.
1/6. Yeah, it used to be ABC, NBC, and CBS.
Getting harder and harder.
It's actually doubled the number of media companies. And also, media company.
To call it anti-Semitic when somebody say that the Jewish people run the media. Getting harder and harder. The billionaire Oracle founder is on track to take control of the American media. What? He's on track.
It says that.
He is. He's got it.
Well, 1/6, sure.
How do I know Larry Ellison and Israel is controlling Trump's cabinet? At least.
Well, here's the proof. This is, I mean, we got a smoking, pole smoking gun.
The Secretary of State, probably the most important cabinet member. So this guy Ron Prosser sent an email to Larry Ellison.
Yes, and Ron Prosser uses Gmail, and Larry Ellison has his own personal one at Oracle. It's like he owns the place.
Larry Ellison, the guy who owns TikTok and 1/6 of
And Oracle.
the American media now. Larry, hi. I really enjoyed spending the afternoon and evening with you. Time flies with you. Thank you. Big hug from Ron.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Here's another one. This is on.
No, that was good. That was really good. That was that's all I needed to see. Hold on one second. I gotta get back. Where's my sample now?
The April 26, 2020. Larry, hi.
Sorry, when? When is that? Sorry, run that by me again. What's the date on that? April 26th, when?
On the April 26, 2020.
Dum 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 stupid dum silly stupid dum dum.
This is on the April 26, 2020.
Okay, sure. Yeah, 2020. That's right. This is getting more severe by the second too. I get it ready for my sound effect again, I guess. Okay. Is that yeah?
Larry, hi. Please send me his speech. Thanks. His speech, meaning Marco Rubio's speech.
Yes. Did he edit it, or did he just read it because he wouldn't have time to watch it, or was he talking about a video? I understand in 2015 that was all the rage.
On April 30th, Prosser sent another message to Ellison to follow up, sharing his phone number and thanking him again for the evening they spent together.
I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm going to throw it out. If you don't feel it, throw it right back. There's a lot going on, but okay. You're right. It's probably something nefarious. They're probably, cigar-filled room and body oil.
How was the conversation with Mario Rubio? He
like a well-oiled machine.
meant Marco. Did he?
Yeah, you sure? Maybe it was some guy named Mario Rubio. I mean, it is Larry Ellison. There is a strong chance at some point he spent a lovely evening together with a Mario Rubio. I'm not kidding, which is totally fine. But that is a possibility. Just throw that out there.
Pass your scrutiny. Did you have a chance to talk about Israel? Would love to chat.
Uh-huh. So, by the way, if you'll recall, I think like I've Had It girls did a big break on like who's gay in the administration, and Rubio was one of the big ones. And they had allegedly a picture of him at a bubble party, like one of these big white parties. So again, hey, do it. I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum. You do you, boo.
Well, here's what Ellison says back. I had a great time too, Ron. I'm looking forward to the next time.
I'm kidding.
P.S. I'll tell you how dinner goes with Senator Rubio. Oh, really? A few hours later, Ellison responded in the affirmative. Hi, Ron. Great meeting with Marco Rubio. I set him up to meet with Tony Blair. Marco will be a great friend for Israel.
All the way back in 2015. By the way, he said 2020 on the last one, but you know he's thinking 2024, right? I'm not kidding. Like, his brain thinks he's saying 2020 when he sees 2015, and he thinks he means 2024. He means, like, this was last year. Larry Ellison, had Mario Rubio over for an evening, and that he signed him off so they could, I don't know, blitz on Israel's behalf.
Oh, he did suck his dick.
Yeah, that's where the thing's gonna. Yeah.
So there you go. And this is Larry.
Yes, we saw that one already. You showed that one.
Hi, how was the conversation? There it is. Did you have a chance to talk?
Yeah, when was that? Was it when would that be? When was that one sent? Subject dinner.
Talk about Israel. Would love to chat. Big hug again. Thanks for a wonderful evening. Down here, great meeting with Mark. I set him up. There it is.
Yeah, amazing. You're right. Absolutely. So that's a contract in your mind that's Ron Prosser having a meet with Larry Ellison, so Larry Ellison can give the okay for Trump to have Marco Rubio as his Secretary of State in 2025, 10 fucking years ago. Holy shit.
That's the actual emails that
They are, yes, they're actual emails. They're even dated.
just read to you. So there they are. A month later, Ellison, who had backed Mitt Romney in 2012, hosted a fundraiser for Marco Rubio at his mansion in Woodside, California.
Right. Now, why would he have a fundraiser for him? Because he was running for fucking president, because it was 2015. You fucking moron.
That would be the beginning of a broader range of support that the tech billionaire would offer in attempting to bolster Rubio's campaign. Over the course of the 2015-2016
25. Just say 25.
primary, Ellison plowed $5 million into the Conservative Solution super PAC, which supported Rubio, who, as Ellison privately hoped, advocated vocally for Israel throughout the course of his presidential bid and beyond.
Yeah, but I think that's because he already agreed with him. He didn't change his mind.
Ellison's support for Rubio perplexed some political observers at the time. The CEO of the political crowdfunding platform CrowdPac, known as CrowdBlue, Stephen Hilton, told the San Francisco Chronicle that he found it interesting that
The San Francisco Chronicle.
Ellison, who was not then well known as a supporter of right-wing causes, should support a candidate as conservative as Marco Rubio, speculating that it could
because the guy's totally pro-Israel. He knew he could count on him. Like he had.
Reflect Rubio's past effort to implement immigration reform, a crucial issue for Silicon Valley leaders like Ellison. The correspondence between the Israeli diplomat and Ellison is part of an archive of emails released by Handala, a hacking group suspected of having connections to an Iranian Ministry of Intelligence.
Right. That last word's probably the roughest one for you, Jimmy. For you have none.
The documents were then obtained by Distributed Denial of Secrets, a nonprofit whistleblower and file-sharing website.
Right, with links to the Muslim Brotherhood.
Where they are presently available to a select pool of verified researchers and journalists. Now, while the emails were posted without metadata,
Dumb, dumb, stupid. Dumb, silly, stupid, dumb, dumb. Dopey, dippy, dumb, dumb. Stupid, really dumb. Moron!
Dumb, dumb, stupid. Dumb, silly, stupid, dumb, dumb. Dopey, dippy, dumb, dumb. Stupid, really dumb.
Moron!
I fucking cannot.
that would allow their authenticity to be verified.
Yeah.
They contain hundreds of photographs, documents, and other information from Prosser and his contacts, including non-public information verified as accurate by Dropsite. I'm pretty sure Prosser, the guy who was in those emails with Larry Ellison, was at the time the ambassador from Israel. Can you check that? I'm pretty sure that was.
Yeah, pretty sure. Sure. You mean in 2015 when Marco Rubio was running for president and was totally an Israel supporter at the time, and which is why Ellison was backing him? And yeah.
The archive ends in 2016, suggesting that the data had been exfiltrated prior to being posted by Handala in October.
Okay. So that explains the gap in time in your understanding of it.
The announcement by the Handala hack team that it had gained access to Prosser's emails was made around the same time it announced a trove of emails from former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak.
Ehud? Sure.
Ellison has given or pledged more than $350 million to Tony Blair's world-changing project, making him the largest donor and helping it expand around the globe. Now, and you know...
Sorry, so, yeah, Tony Blair is on the board of peace.
Blair is now going to be the guy, according to Trump's peace plan, running Gaza.
No, Trump is, but Blair's going to help him. Thanks to you guys.
Isn't it weird?
Thanks to you and Kurt. Yep, you and Kurt selling Trump as the better alternative to Harris all last year and the year before with, shitting on Biden. Yep, you did it. Congratulations, guys. I hope he sends you a nice fruit basket.
It's always Israel.
What an honor.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. What a privilege for them.
TBI has effectively become an offshoot of Oracle, the outlets reported, with the key Blair advisor sitting on both the boards of Oracle and TBI. If the relationship persists, Ellison...
Also, where is this just from DropNet, I guess? You're just reading an article from there, and we're just supposed to take it as gospel. You've just got printed words on a screen. We're not supposed to weigh this against who wrote it or where it came from or how verifiable it was or whether it's a take on the actual, like the by and large, the gross amount of emails and not just a select few taken out of context that may not even be real in the first place, a la Hunter Biden's laptop. We're supposed to, after all the Hunter Biden laptop stuff, we're just supposed to assume this outright because it's you guys. Okay.
And Oracle are positioned to take a lead role in redeveloping Gaza. We don't have to guess at what type of society Ellison would hope to usher in.
Jewish? I'm going with, that's where we're going, right? Jewish? We got it.
On the investor call last year, Ellison said that mass surveillance is an inevitability and will keep the citizenry at their best behavior.
Uh-oh. I think we're going to get to one of Kurt's jokes that Jimmy has written on a piece of paper in front of him, that if it ever was funny, it will cease to be. and it probably wasn't in the first place, but he'll think a statement or a snide comment is actually a joke.
You want to see this? Here. You want to see him saying it? Here he is saying it. I'll show you him saying it.
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
Police will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording, watching and recording everything that's going on.
So
the police will be. Did you hear the beginning of that, you fucking tit? This is about, that's about body cams.
Saying it. I'll show you him saying it.
I don't even like Larry Ellison, but don't be fucking stupid. Listen to the first word he says.
Police will be on.
The police. The police will be on.
saying it? Here he is saying it. I'll show you him saying it.
Okay. Oracle's Larry Ellison says citizens will be on their best behavior with an AI surveillance. Okay, all right. So he read Adam Media's tweet about a video we can all fucking. I knew it. Bongholio's reading comprehension failure virus has gotten airborne, or maybe it's passed. Through fecal contact.
Police will be on their best behavior.
The police will be on their this is about body cams. The police, you fucking moron. It says it right in front of you. What? Look, you guys know I hate this more than anything. Look, you get anything wrong, and if you've read something before and you're trying to remember it and you're talking a lot of it, that happens to everybody. Less to me, obviously, but to other people it happens, and I'm sympathetic to how they're lesser people might have issues with these kind of things. But when you play it right in front of you and you can see it.
He is saying it. I'll show you him saying it.
Police will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording, watching and recording everything that's going on.
So he's talking about mass surveillance.
No, he's not.
Being in a surveillance state that he wants to usher in. And he's saying everybody's going to be on their best behavior.
No, he's not saying everybody. He said in that clip, I don't know what the fuck else he said in that entire thing, and I'm not going to take your word for it. Play a fucking clip if you have one. You dumb motherfucker. He said the police. I'm going to play it again. It's driving me crazy.
The police will be on.
The police.
Their best behavior because we're constantly recording, watching and recording everything that's going on.
So he's talking about mass surveillance.
How are you that? I mean, why am I even stunned anymore? Why? How many of these motherfuckers do I have to go through where they play a fucking clip that we all can hear, and then they're gonna pull it like a George Bush. Well, put it in other words, it's exactly the opposite.
Living in a surveillance state that he wants to usher in. And he's saying everybody's going to be on their best behavior.
Everybody. So I'm sorry. I missed the part of the speech where everybody are going to be police. I get it. We're all being deputized. Congratulations, everybody. We're all fucking Steven Seagal now. Except, without the diabetes.
He goes, the police are going to be on their best behavior. Really? Because we're going to be recording everything they do. Have you ever heard of something called YouTube, Larry? You've never seen the endless dedicated channels of cops beating the crap out of the wrong guy just for fun?
Okay, yeah, that's the note. That was the joke that he wrote down from. Yeah, show me those endless channels, Jimmy. Pop a name up there. The endless channels of cops beating people just for fun. Show me those channels.
They're not on their best behavior, and they know they're being videotaped. That's just nuts.
Will Larry?
Like who? Play a clip.
Be on his best behavior?
Yeah, what about you, Larry?
Do I get to watch him shower? I don't.
Right?
There you go. Okay, he says citizens after that.
Best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on. And it's unimpeachable. The cars have cameras on them. I think we have a squad car here someplace. But those kind of applications,
yeah, police cars. That's what he's still talking about. Fucking body cams. He's still talking about body cams.
Using AI, if we can use AI, and we're using AI to monitor the video. So if that altercation that occurred in Memphis, the chief of police would be immediately notified. It's not people that are looking at those cameras. It's AI that's looking at the camera. No. You can't do this.
So that's the guy. who now owns a sixth of the American media, has
When there used to only be 3 companies.
is vetting American politicians for
Who's a rich guy giving money to a fucking campaign. He supported Marco Rubio in the presidential election.
Israel.
Yeah.
And owns.
Sorry, I had a cat hair. Somebody was worried about my eye. I had a cat hair in my eye, and it was on the edge. You ever get like a cat hair where it's just like on the edge of your eye, your eyelash, and you could see it? Yeah.
TikTok. Larry
Well,
Ellison. What's that?
Based on his tasteful plastic surgery, I think he's wise enough to make these decisions for us.
He looks like one of those wax figures, and they forgot to crank up. They forgot to crank up the AC, and now he's melting.
Yeah, he looks like a Babylon 5 alien from WB9
Right?
back in the 90s.
Yes.
Like a knockoff Star Trek with a weird head.
So the billionaire co-founder of tech giant Oracle, on and off again the richest man in the world and a staunch supporter of Israel, is set to take the lead role in reshaping TikTok in the United States.
Do you think, and look, again, I'm not a fan of Ellison, get TikTok off your phone, it's fucking malware, but do you think there's a difference between take a lead role and take the lead role? Do you think that narratively, do you think there's a difference? Do you think in the English language we should even bother to have a to care whether the or a shows up in a sentence? Does it matter? Especially when it's, fuck me.
States. His son, David Ellison, is moving to take over large swaths of the media, including CBS, CNN, Warner Brothers, and Paramount, reportedly bringing in the Free Press's Barry Weiss to shape editorial direction.
Yeah, but you guys like her. Also, that's under the same umbrella.
Oh, yeah, she's going to shape editorial direction? just like the Colonel.
Oh, there's a joke that the Colonel shapes the recipe for chicken at KFC.
Cooks the chicken at KFC.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it's a great analogy. It works very well. The problem isn't that she'll be a figurehead; it's that she really will. She really will do damage. She really will have editorial control. She's not a fucking figurehead, dummy. Also, I happen to have known Colonel Sanders. He, by all accounts, knocked boots with my great-grandmother for a period of time after his wife passed. And before she passed, well, I don't know, it was about the same time. Maybe after that. Maybe there is his second wife. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, she had a restaurant in Lexington, and Colonel Sanders cooked me made me a birthday cake on my 10th birthday. For real. He baked me a cake. And he gave me some advice. He said, don't chew no backer and don't drink no beer. Or booze, actually. He said booze. And I never have, so.
The Ellison family is cornering the market and attention and data the same way the Vanderbilts did railroads and the Rockefellers did oil. How they plan to operate that monopoly is, of course, to be tested out in what President Donald Trump is calling New Gaza.
He called it New Gaza? When did he call it New Gaza? I've heard Trump Plaza Gaza. It wouldn't surprise me, but I would like to see that.
Dystopian free trade zone that is to be administered by a board of peace led by Trump and Ellison's longtime political and business vehicle, Tony Blair. Ellison.
Yeah, it's almost like it would have been better if Harris was elected, dummy. Do you ever think about that?
Has given and pledged more than $350 million to the Tony Blair Institute, which Blair has used to advance Ellison's vision of a marriage between government, corporate power, and tech surveillance.
Yeah, just for the record, he didn't have any hand in the Biden administration, and he would not have had a hand in the Harris administration. But we'll I'm sorry, I interrupted your whole thing that it doesn't matter who runs things because behind the scenes, Israel or something.
So this is, again, you don't live in a democracy. You live in an oligarchy.
No. Well, I like to think I used to live in a democracy when Joe Biden was running things, but you apparently think it doesn't matter and it never did. So why the fuck are you even arguing this? Like, seriously, who gives a shit who Ellison was giving money to? If it's an oligarchy and it's been that way, then why the fuck were you giving a shit about presidential politics? Why were you arguing that Trump was the better pick? Why? Why was Kurt defending Trump at every turn? Why even be involved in politics at all if it doesn't fucking matter? And if you're raising up some sort of revolution that the United States is the great evil on the planet, which Jimmy allegedly believes, and I call bullshit on it, but whatever. If you really believe that, it's different than going, I don't like this country anymore. I think it's doing the wrong thing. I'm going to move someplace else. Love it or leave it. That's not what I'm saying. If you think it's the biggest evil in the world, get the fuck out. Live your values.
Run by billionaires. The billionaire is dictating to Tony Blair what's happening, to dictating to Trump. They're getting their Zionist Israeli puppets to run Gaza. Trump is not doing that. This is all coming from...
Oh, yeah, he's an innocent victim. Yeah, you're right. Fuck. Yeah, he didn't have any plan. He didn't have any choice. They're just running over him with it. He really wishes.
Israel and the Zionists that control it.
Hey, you remember when he was on that show and he said if Obama feels like we need to have mass surveillance is when the Snowden stuff came out? And he was like, well, President Obama thinks we need it.
Who said this?
Do you think Larry Ellison?
Oh, really?
In an interview. Yeah. Do you think maybe it wasn't Obama thinks we need it? It said he thinks we need it, and he's been in control for quite some time? Because I think like these guys, why would he like Obama and Trump? That doesn't make any sense.
Right?
Jimmy.
Well, because
treason is billion.
Because of gay rights. Because he was a socially liberal billionaire that wasn't involved in it until it came to, they're always conservative about taxes, but because he was gay, largely about the freedoms that the Democrats push forward. Once gay marriage became legal, he could move on from it. That's really what it was. Once his rights were secured to be, and I think he may even have a wife, but once once that freedom opened up and it became less of a thing, then he could just move on to the thing he wants done next by government. And what he wants is his business to gain market share, and that's what they do.
So Oracle is the company he owns. By providing database infrastructure and cloud computing services to other huge enterprises like FedEx and NVIDIA, it has quietly become one of the world's most powerful companies in the world.
It has become one of the world's most powerful companies in the world?
Oh, and it's the CIA also. So we don't even have capitalism. We got China style.
We've got China.
Yeah, why not move there? You guys prefer China. It's cleaner, right? We went through this shit last time.
We are China.
State run.
Yeah, we're not China. Yeah, this is okay. That's just where I get out because it just gets so stupid that it's like I'm over time anyways. God damn. Do you think they'll ever kind of come around to the like, oh shit, 2015? You think like after the show? I said what? You think anybody in the wait 1 second? Let me go back. I want to look at something real quick. Where's the chat? Do they let the chat run on this? They don't, do they? No, they don't have a chat open that runs corresponding because they don't love their chat the way I love you guys. Ours is still there. Yeah, I don't see it. So yeah, they don't. I was looking on his on the websites on the YouTube page. I can't see a thing where it like you can play the chat that was going on the live stream. Yeah. Oh, and you can listen to it in other languages too. It was auto-dubbed. Oh, maybe they put it in... Oh, maybe that's what it was. They had it translated to imbecile. I don't know why they'd have to. But they don't have the chat. I was waiting to see if the chat was going like 2015, 2015, 2015, 2015. It's 2015. You know how when my mic is off and you guys are like, no audio, no audio, no audio, like that. I want to look through his chat room and go, how many people went, 2015, you dumb son of a bitch? Good Lord. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Radio tomorrow, the House Parks radio program, Mega Worldwide. I will be doing next week's shows on Monday from an undisclosed location, from the secretive lair that I will be in. So just that's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna tell you any more than that. That's it. I'm not saying anything else. So just check yourself before you wreck yourself. And you're gonna ask me. I'm not gonna tell you. You're gonna ask me again. And unfortunately, it's not Chicago, or I would be crowing all about it. Nope. But this song goes out to Laura and Jimmy and Besant and Kurt and everybody that and everyone in Trump's circle and Melania, everybody in this entire spectrum of morons that are currently running our media in our country. With one message. I have one message for them. Learn to fucking read.
The screen glows bright with a crooked smile.
Man.
Words spill out.
Call me Snake.
All venom, no style.
Groovy.
Promises made, they rot in the air. A handshake, a lie, a blank, cold stare.
Would you classify that as a launch problem or a design problem?
Puppets dance, the strings are tight. Shadows whisper in the dead of night.
You think you know something about everything, don't you?
Bullshit! This is some bullshit.
That was just bullshit, Joel.
We see through it. This is some bullshit.
Well, stupid, are you ready?
Oh, hello there!
Hey,
careful, man. There's a beverage here, huh?
Did IQs just drop sharply while I was away?
Thank you, Rebecca. Oh my God. Happy birthday.
Stolen cash, we raise our fists. We break the mold. Your house of cards is getting old.
So I cooked up a story and dropped the six of us in a meeting.
The wires ignite.
He's a genius, eh?
Truth's a bomb, we're ready to
Why are you dressed like that?
This is some bullshit.
I'm getting whiplash for my burps, eh?
We see through it. This is some bullshit.
Heaven.
Can't undo it.
No.
Say it loud. We won't quit.
That's the kind of fight it's gonna be.
This is some bullshit.
Dr. Evil. I didn't spend 6 years in evil medical school to be called Mr. Thank you very much. Groovy. I'm your Huckleberry.
Bring out Janet!
Just sit there and bleed a while before you get some real pain.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room. Okay. Guy Coke! Leon's getting larger.
Good to be the king.
I'm dead sexy.